start talking whenever.
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, viewers across the world and Australia. It gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone to this Adelaide Football League Round 5 clash between Port Districts and Golden Grove. Port Districts in third position on the ladder at the moment. They've made a very impressive start to the season. 3-1 record in the 2022 Adelaide Footy League Division 1 Premiers. Are looking to get back to the top of the tree in the Adelaide Footy League this year, whilst the Golden Grove Footy Club, the 2023 Division 2 Premiers, have started off the season with a 1-3 record, sitting in 8th position. A really crucial game for both sides, with Golden Grove looking to get this season back on track, and Port Districts, you'd imagine, will be looking to have a big game on their home deck, and potentially a statement game, as they've got most foot soldiers back on the squad. Last week, of course, we had Golden Grove going down to Broadview in an absolute belter of a game. Scott Lysett back on the side this afternoon. He was a late out last week, obviously with 146 AFL games to his career, and the umpires tossed the coin. And it will be Port Districts with Sean Davidson winning the toss, going to the left of your screen. Conditions, 20.5 degrees, so great conditions for footy. It actually feels like 16.9 on the Bureau of Mediocrity or Meteorology, whichever way you want to go with it. But swirly breeze down here with a southwesterly of 15 degrees. It's probably going straight across the ground, if not slightly favouring Golden Grove in this first quarter, as both sides still going through their paces in their warm-up. As we mentioned, beautiful conditions. Obviously Sam Gray with 143 AFL games. We're looking to get a nice handy bag on the home deck this afternoon. And other featuring players, Lewis Gerard with 107 SANFL games for Adelaide and Woodville West Torrens Eagles. And one of the key recruits down here at Port Districts this year, of course, is Matty Rose, who's come from South Adelaide this year. So a pretty loaded side here for Port Districts. Golden Grove welcoming back Wyatt Patterson, who kicked 5 goals in their grand final victory at Richmond Oval, and he snagged 5 goals on that grand final day. He's the first game for the season, so he'll be huge for them after, unfortunately, lacking goal kickers up front. So big in for Golden Grove this week. Cameron Shenton, the captain, 186 games for Nord and 24 for St Kilda. And of course Lewis Johnson with 155 SANFL games in the 10 games at the top flight of AFL level. Jakey Pittman, the Pitbull, the 2023 Division 2 medalist and a 4 or 5 time medalist at Golden Grove. So stage is set for a huge game. You'd imagine that both sides were looking to get an early jump, particularly after a big week on the track. Port Districts doing the damage last week, getting up by 52 points against last year's Premiers PAC. So an impressive game there last week by Port Districts, whilst Golden Grove let one slip at home, and Broadview snuck under the radar with a handy win away from home. So this weekend is appreciation round for umpires, and of course always looking for new umpires, no matter what the rank of the game is, whether it be junior level or right up from Div 1 to Div 7 here in the Adelaide Footy League. Big thank you to our sponsors, and we've got some magnificent sponsors on board. A big thank you to Archie's, Classic Catches, Dartfish and Filming Footy Stats, obviously powered by Dartfish and Programs to Fit. Obviously the Bianco goal of the mark of the week will be up for grabs again. And I did catch up with Adrian Thatcher from the Golden Grove Footy Club earlier today, and he almost pulled off a Bianco mark of the week contender last week. So players just making their way to their positions. So Scotty Lycett will line up against Big Tom Robinson. Kicked a thumping goal from outside the paint last week, but 203 Scott Lycett, 203 centimetre Scott Lycett's a different kettle of fish. Sammy Gray obviously in the middle there for the home side as well. So they've started with a full deck. Lewis Sherrard in there. And also joining is Cooper Gaffney with 19 SANFL games. In the middle we've got Cavallaro. Looks like Templeton might be on that far side, and the pit dog Pittman. And Robinson in pursuit of Lycett. So stage is set. Players just finalising positions. Runner going out there late, not sure what was happening there, just maybe a match-up, but umpires are ready with their shirts inside out. Obviously a clash of colours there with the Golden Grove Footy Club. So Lycett and Robinson. Robinson up early. Lycett gets the tap. Goes out wide. Comes in towards Rose. Rose hand passes back. An obscure kick. Lands on the chest of Blades. So Blades into the side this week. Switches into the middle to Pittman. Pittman goes out wide to Borg. No mark taken. Good contest out there on that far side. And trickles out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So beautiful conditions, a little bit nippy, bit of a sea breeze coming down here at Largs Bay for this Port District's home clash. So Lycett and Robinson in a wrestle, and they'll be like that all day. Comes out the back towards Shenton, scoops it out, gets it back, tackled strongly by Gray, and is executed over the boundary line by Sammy Gray. This match is going to be pretty tight, tussle early doors, as both sides feel each other out. Strength of both ruckmen on display already. Some great work in the middle and some strong tackling. Beautiful tackle there by Sherrard. Goes to Pittman. In good form, the little man. Great contest, courage shown by both players. Excellent work as they enter. They're forward there through Heffernan. Heffernan swings onto his right foot quickly. Damaging ball inside 50. He's found a target. Beautiful kick. And fast movement footy from Heffernan really broke that one open. And lands on the chest of James Batty. So Batty within scoring range here. Medium forward. Right footer's pocket. Maybe a bit of left to right action. So Batty enters the tarmac, kicks for about 45, allows for that wind to bring it back, and they've drawn the first blood here, Port Districts, on the Sportal scoreboard. It's Port Districts 1 straight 6, Golden Grove yet to score. So a beautiful switch out of that contested pill, and beautiful skills by Heffernan, straight on the chest of James Batty, who opens his account and that of the game. So you suspect this middle of the ground, there's a stack of star-studded players to have a huge impact on the scoreboard this afternoon. So Lycett, Robinson, Lycett wrestles him out. Good tap there by the big man. Quickly on the boot there was Gaffney. Trickles one inside 50. That man Heffernan's lurking anonymously again. Some good work there by Newskis. Goes in the direction there of Batty, our opening goal kicker, and it trickles out of play for a boundary throw in. So Port District's doing all the tackling thus far. Ball thrown in about 15 metres from home. It's McKay up on the ruck for Districts. Umpire's seen a free kick. We'll go the way of Port Districts. A little bit off the ball in that contest. And Heffernan will line up for his first. So damaging start here by Heffernan. Setting up the first goal and potentially kicking the second. Looks a lively customer. So Heffernan will have no issues with the distance. Slide angle. 25 from home. Deliberate approach. Beautiful kick. And that's 2 goals straight now to Port Districts. 2 goals 12. Golden Grove yet to score. We're about 5 minutes into this encounter. First term on the Sportal scoreboard. So some fantastic ruck work there by Lysett, just setting up the middle. And it looks like quick ball movement is on the agenda today for the Port Districts Footy Club. Very aggressive. So Lysett looking to take some of Robinson's ground, and he has even before the umpires brought it up. Good tap there by Lysett again, gets to Sammy Gray. He's tackled into the ground. Free kick to Cavallaro. Umpires decided to bring it back. No play on advantage to Lewis Johnson, so ball will come back. So Cavallaro, centre half back. He's got Shenton out on our broadcast side. Decides to ignore the captain. Goes longer and more direct. And a beautiful mark not taken there by Davidson. Great work there by the captain, set that up. Handy mark there by Dwyer. Looks to play on. Chisels one through the traffic there to Haynes. He plays on a melee. Comes out to Heffernan. Linking up well here, Port Districts. And this one will pop over the top. And a much needed mark there for Golden Grove as they come out through Lewis Johnson at right half back. So Johnson looking to switch. Beautiful looking kick. Magnificent kick to Dodd. Dodd swings onto that trusty left foot. Unfortunately, Slater almost got out the back there, but wasn't quite clean enough. Anyway, they've moved the ball forward. Comes through Banwell. Kicked a handy goal last week, Banwell. Nice work there to Patterson. Gets his first touch, albeit runs the ball out of play. So almost the first time inside forward 50 here for Golden Grove. One shallow entry just moments ago. But Port District's well structured behind the ball. So too strong is Lysett. It's the ball to ground. Playing for the free kick there was Sherrod, and he is paid the free kick. Has have the switch on and one on the 45 and Heffernan. Got 2 players on, ends up finding Deanoff. Deanoff plays on immediately, gives back to that man. Comes out wide to Monty Stack. So playing on at will here and slicing and dicing here's Districts. Sammy Gray with a fingertipper there at ground level. Very skillful player, Sammy Gray. He's got one on short, uses it. So Gould, too far out from home, at least a kick and a half. 70 from home, beautiful looking left peg. Goes to the hot spot, ball comes out the back. Golden Grove with numbers to mop up. Some good work there by Payne. Beautiful punch there by the captain and Davison. Ball comes to ground, good work there by Haynes. Pumps it back inside 50, but no one home. So Golden Grove just getting their numbers behind the ball well now. Nice mark there to Tomney. High amongst the best players for Golden Grove last week. Goes over the middle, but he's overcooked the kick. Comes to Patterson, meets the contest well. The pit dog pit, but he's got one out the back. I'm not sure whether that player's going to make it, and doesn't. And Davidson, safe as, swings the ball to Gaffney. They're trailing in all the good players. Sammy Gray, true centre half back. Switches out wide. Good work in the contest there by Payne. Very strong. Robinson just whacks it on the boot. No one in particular there as they go inside 50. So Port Districts with plenty of numbers behind the ball. Comes out to Gould. Damaging kick. Great contest there by Lewis Johnson. Comes out towards our broadcast side. Johnson using all of his strength. And well held up in the tackle there by Horskins. Was Lachlan Gregg. So grandstand club room side. Robinson and Lysett. Secondary tap by Lysett. Taps it on again. And he's an absolute man mountain, Scotty Lysett at 203 centimetres. So the big two big men will go up again. Lysett commanding the front position. Ball comes to ground. Kick off the ground there from Euskis. Overrunning the ball with Shenton. Critical time too, Shenton. Deep entry inside forward 50. May run on. Just trickles to the far side for a one behind. So Port District's 2-1-13. Golden Grove yet to score on the Sportal scoreboard. So Dodd with the kicking duties for Golden Grove. Gains plenty of yardage in the direction of Johnson. And Robinson goes over their heads. They're quick to play on. Had one over the top, not given. Some sharp hands out wide. Looking dangerous here, Districts. Well kept in. Probably didn't need to. And the tackling pressure is ferocious by the Districts inside their forward 50. Approaching the 10-minute mark first term. It's been all Port Districts and all facets of this game. Golden Grove just trying to find their feet and they'll need to settle quickly. Dodd just juggling the ball there. Can't quite keep control. Umpire's caught him holding the ball. Not much prior opportunity, but great tackle there by Sammy Gray nonetheless. He's got a couple of options on. Trying to size them up. Left foot peg. Beautiful kick by Gray. And he's found the chest of Sherrod. Geez, I don't know of any players that can actually kick on their opposite foot with such high distinction like Sammy Gray just did then. And that's why he's played well over 140 games at the top flight of AFL football. So Sherrod, 45-degree angle, man on the mark, standing about 20 from home. Deliberate approach, right foot, just guides it through. And it looks like it may have hit the woodwork, and it has. Didn't kick through the ball, just tried to guide it through was Lewis Sherrod. And unfortunately one behind registered to 2-2-13. No score yet for Golden Grove on the Sportal scoreboard. So Dodd, there's plenty of distance and carry on this ball. Goes in the direction of Slater, no mark taken. Comes out the back. It's all Port Districts. Play on, says the umpire, not 15. Great tackle by Ingram. And he's rewarded for effort there, Ingram. Beefy customer. Plays on to Cavallaro. Cavallaro gets his kick. Deeper entry. Needs something out the back. They have. Smart football by Jed Bamwell. And his brother Jack joining us in the commentary box last week. About to run across the entire length of Barley. Jack Bamwell, his brother. So Jed Bamwell plays above his height. Slightly built customer. Very, very handy footballer. So Bamwell gone a fair way back off his mark. Kicks from 45. Allows for the win. Beautiful kick from Bamwell as he slots through Golden Grove's first goal this afternoon. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it is Port Districts 2-2-14. Golden Grove 1 straight. We're almost halfway through this first term. So a much needed goal there to Golden Grove after the stage was lit up by Port District's early doors. And their midfield doing plenty of damage, and they've got great structure behind the ball here, Port Districts. And luck would have it with that entry. Wouldn't see too many goals kicked by Bamwell on that method. So out of the middle there was Templeton. Good work there at ground level. Goes to that man that just kicked our last goal in Banwell. Comes off his kick and heads towards the boundary line. And Blades could not keep the ball in play. So we'll have a throw in. Right on the 50-metre arc for Golden Grove. We'll be desperate for another goal straight up. After kicking one through Banwell. Templeton in the ruck. Down for Golden Grove in that 50-metre mark. Good punch out of play there by Stevie Osborne. And we'll have a throw in at true centre wing on the far side. So Lysett up against Slater. Shallow throw in. Well roved in the end by Sharrod. And that kick goes towards Shenton. Can't take the mark. A little bit too much carry on the pill. Beautiful hand pass. Heffernan been damaging early. Goes in that direction of Gould. Batty couldn't take the mark. Good work out of there. Goes in the direction of Lewis Johnson. Fingertipper couldn't quite grab it. Some great hands. Goes to Slater. Inboard to Cavallaro. Cavallaro with a slight switch. Swirling ball in the direction there of Tomney. Ends up getting control. Goes to Pittman. The little pit dog goes to Cavallaro and marks it right in the heart of this Largs Bay Oval. Couldn't quite find his target there and ball, so they've turned the ball over. A critical phase of that ground. Goes to Johnson. Somehow stolen. Has a bounce. Is a raking foot. Goes inside 450. No real target there. Ball comes to the ground towards Tomney. Goes to Slater. Whacks it on the boot. Needs a bit of luck. Can he get some? He has. So Slater, nice right foot snapper from about 35 and a very, very kind bounce. And the big man, he's just dipped his lip in the Milo tin before the game. A beautiful goal. So, scoreboard. Port District's 2-2-14. Golden Grove 2 goals straight. So, much more method shown here by Port Districts and some luck, and you've got to ride your luck in these games against the big dogs. Golden Grove with 2 themselves, after Port Districts had majority of control of this game in the first quarter. So we've seen our first change up in the ruck as Lysett goes to the bench. Mackay in the ruck now. Some good work there by Templeton, gives to Johnston. Johnson deep in for the inside 50, no mark taken. One out the back, good work there by Blades. Held up there. And the umpire will say my ball. We'll have a ball up. About 20 from home. So Golden Grove done well to fight their way back into this game. Goes in the direction of Borg. Could have been in the back. Umpire doesn't see it that way. And we'll have a secondary ball up as we head towards the 20-minute mark of this first term. A lot of players around this possession of the ball, and snapped out of that contest was Patterson on his best kick after kicking 5 snags in the Div 2 grand final last year, and that one's out of bounds on the full. So they do have some players on the switches on here for Port Districts. Have Gould, who's a long way up the ground. Gould also having Motti stacked down the line. Instead it goes to Rose, using his wealth of experience. Buddy Rose. So Rose goes long down the line. Richard McKay and Robinson. Good work at ground level there by Dodd. Using Cavallaro, Shenton. Now inboard to Johnston. Penetrating kick inside 50 in the direction of Blades. Great work there by Davidson, the captain, who's led well from the back there. Brilliant kick in the direction there of Hawkins. Hawkins dishes over the top. Plenty of run from the back 6 and the midfield. Goes towards Heffernan. Unkind bounce. Beautiful tackle though by Heffernan. And rewarded for effort. Pressure meter up from Heffernan. Co inside the Port District's 50. And unfortunately Mitchell Payne was caught red-blooded there. Heffernan goes short. He's already set up Batty for 1 goal, and he's found him again. So it's a real 1-2 counter punch, Heffernan and Batty. So Batty sizing up his options, ends up passing off, goes towards Haynes, no mark taken, and no prior opportunity. Umpire says ball all over here, lads. About 40 from home here for Port Districts. So Robinson taps down, looking for a runner, can't find one. Quick snapper to the hot spot. No mark taken there by Ferns. Comes out the grab. We've got a goal here. And this is good forward craft. Smart play. I think it might have been that man, Ferns. In fact, it was. So Liam Ferns, after a really strong start, Port Districts, a little bit of reward for effort. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it's 3-2-20 Port Districts. Golden Grove 2 goals straight. And we're back to the middle. So Robinson back into the ruck. With Samuel McKay relieving the big man Lysett. Ball thrown up, good tap by Robinson, comes out the back in the direction of Ingram. Should get the centre clearance as he goes towards Blades. Real darting ball from Blades in the direction of Templeton. Too many players there from Port Districts. Good work by Matty Rose, beautiful kick. Finds the chest of Ferns, our latest goal kicker for Port Districts. Got a long kick, this one's a swirling type and lands on the chest of Mitchell Payne in an uncontested contest. So Payne looks to switch, doesn't make his target out there in Dodd. Dodd's got enough time to recover. Darting ball, they've got the runners there. Johnston managed to weave some magic. Some good work there on that far side. And holding the ball. So White Patterson unfortunately come unstuck. Nice mark there by Ferns right in the heart of the large Bay Oval. Plenty of runners on. Comes out to our broadcast side. Can't take the mark there was Sharrod. And he's quick to recover and wraps up Mitchell Payne. So the margin is 8 points. Good work there by Rose, just using his experience to hold himself up in the tackle. As we push towards time on first term. Fantastic contest so far. Rucks go at it. Tap by McKay. Comes out the back now to Tomney. Gets it to Johnston. Johnson thumps it towards our broadcast side. Courageous mark there by Haynes. Terrific chiseler. Finds the chest of Dwyer. Looking to play on immediately. Obviously the instruction by Coach Ramsey pre-game. Not his best kick. Should get mopped up by Johnson. Some good work there with Osborne. Osborne snaps out. Some great work there by Dyer. Geez, weaves tremendously well, the young man. I've got players queuing up on that far side near the Sportal scoreboard. Just holding it up. Ferns is on. Goes even shorter to Dwyer. It's too far out to score, one would think. Dwyer would have to kick well and truly outside the paint with not much wind assistance. Goes short and chiming in there was Stephen Osborne. Plays on immediately to Johnston. A really good start here, Johnston. Great mark by Tomney. Little Bianco moment there for a mark of the week. He's only real young, only 18 years of age. Goes out here to Blades, as we mentioned. I don't know whether it's 25 or not. Anyway, Cavallero's got the ball. Pretty lackadaisy. Mitchell Payne goes deep, not deep enough. Playing in front there was Horskins. And with that swirly breeze, playing in front and judging the pill is pivotal. And that's exactly what Kane Horskins did. So player of the marks, probably about 40 from home. Difficult kick here for Horskins. Really going to have to hug that right post and keep it low. So Horskins enters the tarmac. Beautiful kick. Will it hold on? It does! So after a fantastic start by Port Districts, Golden Grove have kicked the 3 of the last 4 goals in this game. And are matching it with one of the pre-season premiership favourites here in the Division 1 Footy League. All the action brought to you by Filming Footy and Dartfish. Today's sponsor is Classic Clashes. A big thank you to Classic Clashes bringing you this round 5 action with third place Port Districts coming up against Golden Grove, with both teams looking to get their season alive and kicking. Some good work out of the middle there by Golden Grove, sharing the ball around. Johnston under pressure, coughs it up. Good work there by Haynes. Almost going too far for himself, almost gone too far as well. Gets pushed as he kicked it, and unfortunately couldn't take that next step and get it over the player right near the goal line there. So Presti, after game 250, thumps it back outside the defensive 50. Nick Preston, game 251. Those celebrations last week with game 250. Ball thrown in, right on the 50-metre arc. Good punch by Robinson. Johnston comes out to him, slaps it on the boot. Just trickles through all comers. Goes out the back there to Haynes. Bit of slicing and dicing. So can they take some sort of control here? Good work here to... We've got a late change, but it looks like Horskins is back in. We need to get that fixed up shortly. Horskins wasn't in this side originally. Gee, some speed out of Port District's defence. Under plenty of pressure. Good punch by Osborne on Ferns. Terrific contest by both players. And held up well with Ferns and Osborne. So time on first term, 2 points the margin on the Sportal scoreboard. Getting the kick there was Sharrett out of that contest. Fortuitous kick almost lands in the lap of Batty. Heffernan being dangerous early, slams it on the boot and trickles through the middle of the points for a minor score. 3-3-21 plays 3 straight Golden Grove. So a 3-point margin at quarter time to the home side after dominating the first 10 minutes. Goal kicker's first term, James Batty, opening proceedings for Port Districts. Heffernan busy with a single, and also Luke Ferns and for Golden Grove. Jed Banwell kicking the first goal. Slater with a nice snapper, and Horskins got one late in time on first term. It's 3-2, 3-3-21. Golden goes 3 straight on the Sportal scoreboard. We'll bring back all the second quarter action after these key messages. It's quarter time and Port District's 3-3-21. Golden goes 3 goals straight and a very impressive tight tussling first term by both teams on the Sportal scoreboard. Big thank you to Filming Footy Sports Interactive. Filming Footy stats brought to you and powered by Dartfish. Big thanks to all of our major sponsors in Div 1 Adelaide Footy League. Scoreboard brought to you by Scoreboard and Dartfish. And Farmers League for the Coach of the Week award. Farmers League Winery down there at Padfaway. Coach of the Week receiving 3 bottles of Random Shot 2020 wines. Absolutely beautiful. The best on ground player today will receive a pair of Archies. Magnificent thongs and the goal of the week. Brought to you by Born to Build. And the mark of the week, obviously, by Bianco. Mark of the week. Fantastic first term. Interesting to see who draws first blood in this second quarter. And Lycett and Robinson to do the proceedings here. Good tap by Lycett in the direction of Gray. He's swallowed into the ground, punished into the turf. Good work there in the end by Declan Toomey. Ball comes out to the back to Borg. Snapper to the far side for a minor score. So their blemish of under, we've got Pittman on the bench, which is injury. So not very often Jakey Pittman's at the bench level, but maybe just running out a bit of a corky. So 2 points to margin, Sportal scoreboard. Ball coming out to our broadcast grandstand side. Slater couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Some great tackling there. Brilliant tackle there by Patterson, just trying to get himself into the game. Barren for him in the first quarter. Lycett grabs the ball out of that throw up there. And a beautiful mark there by Robinson, his direct opponent who's playing the kick behind the play. Unfortunately, he coughs it up. Good work there by Gould. Good work as we go back there to tee it off to Gaffney. Trusty left-footed Gaffney. Very damaging if you let him off the hook. Some good work there by Shepherd to interfere and intercept. And not much doing second term thus far. Ball thrown up. Tap there by Robinson. Shepherd an up and under. Just makes the minimum 15 metres. Strong tackling. We'll have a throw up right on the 50-metre paint here for Golden Grove. We've almost had the ball entirely in their forward half in the opening minutes of this second term. Good tap there by Slater. Needed a runner to go with him. Goes to that far side. Rushed over the boundary line there is Stephen Osborne. So throw in, true centre wing. Boundary umpire throwing directly into this strong sea breeze here at Largs Bay. Good tussle of the ruck. Lycett gets the tap. Ball comes to ground. Almost in the back there of Sammy Gray. Some clearing work there by Haynes. Difficult mark to be taken. It's good contesting. Good work by Johnson. Dishes out to his best mate Shenton. Batman and Robin. Shenton happy to walk the ball over the boundary line. Ball thrown in, good tap by Lycett. Big man Ingram in and under in that contest there and taking the ground. We'll have a repeat ball up. Tap there by Lycett, gets it towards Sharrod. Finally gains control, actually can't take it with him. And going over the boundary line there, almost scoring a try, was Benjamin Gould. A very tight opening second term. A real arm wrestle with most of the play on that far side. Lycett Guernsey's held, umpire agrees. Hands it off immediately. Going inside 50th for the first time this second quarter, breaks the tackle Unfortunately gives it straight to Johnston. There's a switch on. Dangerous kick. Couldn't take the mark there was Hawkins. Almost taken high there was Batty. Did duck into the contest. Strong tackling there again by Ingram. There's almost the bait being tackle of the week thus far this quarter with his size 38s. So Ingram comes to him. Tackled hard there was Heffernan. Nothing doing. No prior opportunity. The ball's held up. We'll have another repick ball up, which has been the order of the day so far. Wrestle with this contested clearance type work. Again, the ball's held up on the chest of Lewis Sharrett, who's a pretty prominent opening start to this game. Tackle on McKay, trying to find some open pastures. Ball goes to Tomney, switches out wide, finds Kane Blades, who mentioned new into this lineup this afternoon. Goes looking for Borg. Borg's been given a free kick, probably unexpectedly. Ball can be retrieved from over that far side. So Borg, almost all options taken care of. Goes to Johnston. There's a thumping boot. Almost gets it inside the 50. No Bianco contenders on that far side. Ball comes to ground. And almost miraculously kept in. So just boiling away this, simmering away is this contest. Lights it, grabs it out of that tap. Again, can really take control of this game, Lycett. Some good work there by Tomney. And Pittman switches and goes backwards to Horskins, laid into the side. He's got Shenton, the captain. Loves this position, plays on immediately. Damaging kick, he's found a target. Goes over the head of the target. I think the umpire's found a free kick against White Patterson, I believe. And it is. So there's a real extra bit of drift on that ball when it's going down the left-hand side of this ground, which is favouring Golden Grove this quarter. Dangerous kick to a 1-on-2. And a terrific work there by Monty Stuck. Geez, he did well, the young man, in a 1-on-2. Dishes it off by hand. Go down the line. And almost a Bianco contender. Not quite taken there by Broden Hawkins. Robinson up against McKay. Big man does the roving, goes to Shenton, to Payne. Payne whacks it on the boot. 1-on-3 contest, and outmarked easily was Gaffney. Loves this situation, switches. So they'll switch again. They've got Gaffney out wider again if they want to. Goes out to Hawkins. Busy player, Hawkins. Goes long down the line in the direction of McKay and ends up marking uncontested. He's got Gaffney right in front of our broadcast box. Dangerous kick at the end in the direction of Lachlan Gregg. Can't take the mark. They probably could have used Gaffney here short or underneath our broadcast box. So centre half forward here for Golden Grove. Goes over the head of Payne. Strongly tackled there was Templeton. Massive arm wrestle this second term. Neither side able to score a goal, with Golden Grove only scoring a point. So only 1 point. We're about 10 minutes into this second term. Rucks go at it again. Johnson goes up as the third man. Lands in the hands there of Rose. Just an obscured view for yours truly. And Osborne just lands on the chest of Sammy Gray. So Gray right half forward. Got a couple of options on short. Nothing too deep from home. Pretty stagnant forward line. Just expects Lysett to come to the contest, which he does. Tackle well there was Batty. And he's taken the ground. Strong tackle there by Thatcher. So Lysett and Robinson, good tap there by Lysett. Couldn't get on the boot, there was Dwyer. Ball held up 40 metres from home here for the Districts. Never get yourself down there for a Districts whopper. Beautiful food down here at the Port Districts Footy Club. Ball comes to ground. Goes to Pittman, a little bit out of sorts today, carrying some form of injury. This Pittman doesn't stop the pit dog racking up tackle number 7 this afternoon. Tap comes to ground. Cavallaro, quick kick out of that contest. Queuing up here are the Districts. They've got plenty behind the pill as they built that wall really, really well. Wormburn in the direction of Gray. And he scuttlebutted over the boundary line there through Thatcher. So we need a goal here to break home this deadlock. Lysett, beautiful tap. Newskis goes to Johnson, sells a bit of candy. Nice little chipper. Goes to Cavallaro. Barely the required from Johnston. And finds Shepherd. Strongly built Shepherd. Got Dodd that's just come onto the ground. Goes to him. And Dodd takes this one easy. Plays on immediately on that left peg. Goes with a dart in the direction of Slater. Can't take the mark. He's actually paid it. Although the defender with the phone got his hands on it first with a punch. Pittman looks up, not much home, and a 1-on-4. And this has been the problem for Golden Grove, is having that target inside 50. Pushed in the back there was Gaffney. Umpire sees it. Smart player, Gaffney. In the Adelaide Footy League Team of the Year last year, I think on the half-back flank. He's got a player on short. Ignores Millman. So Cooper Gaffney slicing. Ball comes towards that forward 50 again for Golden Grove. Mucking around with a little bit. Almost taking it was Kane Horskins. So is his brother Horskins. So ball to be thrown in. 35 from home here. So Joel Horskins are late in. Quick kick out of that contest by Rose. Goes in the direction of Lysett and Ferns. And seeing it out of the boundary line was Preston. Obviously celebrating game 250 last weekend at home to Broadview. So Robinson and Mackay. Through centre wing, far side. Good tap by Mackay. Ball comes to ground. Cavallaro, skillful. Advantage paid. Dodd sends in a helicopter. Goes in direction of Horskins. They need a target here. Shepherd plays on. Is he caught? No. Gets out of it just in time. Beautiful tap on. Johnson with an opportunist goal. Beautiful goal by Lewis Johnston. And Lewis Johnson getting Golden Grove the first lead change of this game and the first goal of this second term. And it felt like 20 minutes had passed. It's Golden Grove with their first lead of this match. 4-1-25 to Port District 3-3-21. And finally, the game has been broken open in this second term. So magnificent tap on. Johnston obviously called for it, and that was a sensational goal. And almost a goal of the week goal there. So Lysett back into the middle, only as far as Pittman. The pit dog starting to get himself into the game. Shepherd at the contest. Geez, he's a strong tackler and demonstrates it again on this occasion as he wraps up Betty Gould. So Lysett just controlling that centre square when he's in there. He's just come out, he's had a decent break, comes out the back to Shenton. Thumping ball in the direction of Patterson. Great mark. Not paid, said the umpire. So much to the... geez, very confusing because we didn't hear touch play on. It was a clear mark. Slater up in the ruck. Could have been taken high on that far side. And walked over the boundary line. So I'll have a throw in. About 30 from home here for Golden Grove, looking for consecutive goals. And they've kicked 4 out of the last 5 goals in this clash after the home side started very promisingly. Slater taps it down, looking for a runner. Pittman will tackle number 10 already. And ball will be held up. A lot of stoppages in this game, and that's been the order of the day. And an arm wrestle throughout. Ball comes to ground. Gaffney off the ground to himself. Just trying to get some yardage. Ball will be thrown again about 48 from home for Golden Grove. With the away team hitting the lead for the first time just moments ago through Johnson with a clever kick on goal. Shallow throw in. And again another stoppage. Slater up against Monty Stack. Clever kick to the hot spot. No one home though. And the captain does the dishes and Davidson plays on immediately. Caught in between a kick there. Some smart play, just some speed off that back line. Goes in the direction there of Batty. Couldn't take the mark. So Batty a long way from home. As we do play in a bubble more or less nowadays. Umpire appreciation round brought to you by Classic Clashes. Round 5 action here. Third coming up against 8th. The Pitbull Pittman gives the fend off. Dishes the back out in the middle. Needs a runner. He has got one in Tomney. Tomney can dish off himself. Goes out wider to Blades. Unfortunately, he's pushed off that ball as he kicked it and lands in the handy arms of Gaffney. Gaffney plays on immediately. Finds Joseph Haynes. Haynes goes shorter again to Rose. Seen plenty of action. Goes out to Sammy Grace. All the big names getting a little lick of the ice cream, but not getting much yardage here for the home team. To look to switch again, just holding up play. Trying to halt the momentum that's been gained here by Golden Grove. They switch out wide again to Gaffney. So they've gone a long way to go forward. So Gaffney, a real tumble punt. And lands on the safe chest of Shenton. Shenton had Johnston on. Goes shorter. And as they turn it over, Blades is there. So Blades kicks inside forward 50. And Wyatt Patterson in front for his first real opportunity of this match. He's turned his back on the play, which you don't like to see a key forward do, but he's ready to rock and roll now. So Wyatt Patterson, as we mentioned earlier in the call, 5 goals in the Division 2 winning grand final team last year. And he was massive in that contest. First game of the season for Patterson. Hopefully he's got his kicking boots on for the Golden Grove faithful. So Wyatt from 48, deliberate approach. Umpire drifts to the left and that's where it's gone for a minor score. It's Golden Grove 4-2-26. Port Districts 3-3-21. That's a 5-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. Heading towards time on, second term. So Gaffney on that far side, a little bit of slicing. Beautiful work there by Gould, but he's tackled over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Strong tackle there by Shenton. So Golden Grove got their structure back. Still missing a target or 2 inside 50, but they're working on that. Been manufacturing goals early, but more structure in this place, second term. Umpire's found a free kick to Pittman. Pittman goes to Johnston, been influential Johnston. Goes in the direction of Slater! And the big man doesn't disappoint. Ended up going uncontested. That extra flight with the Johnston kick just went out the back there to Slater and marked it with some supremacy, did the big man. So Slater will kick from about 38 once he gets to his kicking position. Slight angle, just chips away at it. No, he's just pulled it to the left. I've seen both sides just try to guide it through down that end rather than kick through the ball. Ball comes out immediately and tunnelled there was Haynes. Should have been given the 25. And not happy with the attention there. And they played it on. And the umpire, rather than letting play go, has called it back. And as an umpire, you should really let that play go on, so players re-enter the fray. But the fracas have continued. This temper's starting to flare with the locals.
Real tough, mate, picking on a 19-year-old, Sammy.
So 25 given. Haynes goes to Gray, almost tripped over in the end. He's been slammed to the ground there, Sammy Gray. And that's been the story of the contest, as Big Slater just ran through him. So Tomney, only 19, but just giving it to Sammy Gray at the moment. So Shenton goes to Payne. Shenton mopping up really well with his leadership from the back half in this quarter. Payne's been called to play on. Goes long down the line. It could have been an infringement in favour of Robinson, but umpire didn't think so. We'll have a ball in. Almost true centre wing on that far side. So heading into this time on period in Golden Grove with 4 out of the last 5 goals of this encounter. Bit of a stalemate in the ruck, comes out the back, and Payne's in the box seat and takes the mark. Uncontested, he's been given 25. I must have run through the mark there. Payne plays on immediately, goes in the direction of Tomney, ends up making the contest, and needed to because it would have been Davidson uncontested. And some good work there at ground level. Ball's held up about 48 from home here for Golden Grove. Would love another one, as Port Districts are goalless in this second term, which is a statement within itself. Tapped by Slater, who's kicked the only goal of this quarter. Sorry, he didn't kick the goal, he kicked the point with a strong mark. And crowd calling for holding the ball, nothing doing. So Slater up against Lycett, contesting well there with Slater, goes to Pittman. The pit dog, and great work, a slips catch there by Cooper Gaffney. He's probably been the pick of the players for the home team, probably been their best player in this first half. So he's got Heffernan on, goes in the direction of Lycett and Heffernan almost spoils Lycett out of the contest, but effectively takes Slater out of that contest as well. So 55 from home for Golden Grove. Ingram comes from the bench, impact player, looking to hit this contest. Lycett gets the ball down there to Dianoff. Dianoff a high up and under. Robinson sits under it, can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground, and that pressure's back for Port Districts, is what was one of their key mantras in the first quarter. Punch there by Lycett into the middle of the ground. Looking for a runner who got blocked. Comes to Dodd. Dodd gets his hands to Robinson. Robinson with a bit of a slicer. Goes over the head of Cavallaro and White Patterson. And some good pressure there by Patterson. Sees the ball out of play. And 25 metres is given. A bit of back-mouthing there from Patterson, who thought he'd got a last possession touched. And looking down the line, I think he might have, but unlucky. Unlucky for some, the umpire doesn't see it that way. Davidson with a worm burner to Sharrod. Goes back. Davidson under the pump now. Goes in the direction of Matty Rose. Goes back to Davidson. He's got one down the line there. Some good work there to McKay. This is where they're lacking a target here. Port Districts is on their half forward line. Ball comes out the back there to Batty. Can't pick it up. Neither could Heffernan. Batty doubles up again. Gives out there to Sharrod. Goes towards a hot spot. Curling ball. Difficult ball to mark. Ball comes to ground. Goes towards Hawkins. Gives out there to Gould. His ball's smothered. Some smart work there. Just need to keep the head over the pill. And in the back there. And umpire does not see it. So umpire's obscured. Could have been a potential push in the back to Batty, but not paid. So can they sneak a late goal here, the home team? Lycett, beautiful tap towards Heffernan. Can't pick up the pill. She's a hot potato out there. Goes towards Sharrod. Can he keep it in? He can. Gives off to Eustace. And a strong mark by Lewis Johnson, who's had an impactful first half. Kicking the only goal of this quarter, Lewis Johnson. Deep driving ball towards Slater, then McKay. Out the back there was Davison. Played a really good captain's game. Gaffney, good work. Robinson, smart in the contest. Goes to Slater. Now Tomley, smart footballer. Got Cavallaro down the line. Beautiful mark by the Cav man. The Cav looking to play on. Goes deep in the direction of Patterson. Box seat. Lets it go. Lets it go. Goal! And a beautiful goal there to Cavallaro, who's kicked a long bomb from outside the paint. And White Patterson did the unselfish thing and let it roll through. And they're out to a 2-goal buffer here, Golden Grove. Who would have thought? Third place versus 8th at home. Sportal scoreboard 5-3-33. Port Districts 3-3-21. 12-point margin deep into time on second term. So Cavallaro, beautiful kick, fortuitous bounce. 4th driest April on record for the Bureau of Meteorology, and the grounds are very hard here, and some much needed rain is required as Slater. It's got a bit of a blood rule happening here. Robinson will have to go back, straight back into the middle of the Largs Bay Oval after fighting gallantly after having a rest. So Lycett and Robinson to renew proceedings. And there it is. So that late goal, crucial and critical for Golden Grove. And on the Sportal scoreboard at halftime, it is Golden Grove leading 5-3-33. 12-point margin to Port Districts 3-3-21. Goal kickers for the away team include Slater. Cavallaro just kicked the goal right on the halftime buzzer. Johnson with a pivotal and excellent second term goal, and singles also to Bamwell and Hoskins. For the home team, James Batty kicked the opening goal of this match. Trent Heffernan very busy early with a single, and also Liam Ferns with a single as well. Magnificent start to this round 5 clash, brought to you by Classic Clashes. We'll bring back the second half action after these key messages. Stay tuned. Sensational first half down here for the Adelaide Footy League Round 5 Clash, brought to you by Classic Clashes. The Sportal scoreboard reads Golden Grove 5-3-33, Port District 3-3-21. An amazing second quarter that saw the home team, the Port Districts Football Club, third position on the ladder, kept goalless in the second term. And Golden Grove kicking 5 out of the past 6 goals in this clash. And that was some pivotal goal kicking. Johnston and Cavallaro. Cavallaro kicking one less than a minute to go in the second term. Goal kickers thus far. Singles all across the board to Slater, Johnston, Bamwell, Horskins for Golden Grove, and singles to Batty, Heffernan and Ferns. Cooper Gaffney getting plenty of the pill for the home side. Lewis Johnson been sensational for the Golden Grove Footy Club. Premiership quarter coming up. Slater being swung into the ruck. Robinson going deep. Still lacking a target inside 50 with Patterson. Getting a couple of sniffs of the cherry. No major bites thus far. Slater just throwing his weight around. It's a good move with Lycett taking control in the stoppages. His hit-outs will be pivotal come this third term. So Lycett gets his hands on the pill first. Reading it well was Johnson, who got the centre clearance. Tumble kick goes in the direction of Robinson. Shepherd to try and do the tackling, does on Gaffney. They get a clearing kick. Avallaro leapt early and is given away the free kick. Advantage not paid to Sammy Gray, unfortunately for him. Umpire's called it back, so Sharrod pokes one over the top to Matty Rose. Seen plenty of the leather this afternoon. Goes short again. Goes to Gaffney, Sharrod. All the familiar names. Ball comes out the back of the contest. Can they get the opening goal here, the home team? Desperate to get this game back on track and on their terms. Good work by Slater. Should land uncontested and does in the end to Sharrod. Pittman tries to hold him up. Got one on short and Horskins ignores him. Golden Grove filling all the holes. Goes out wide and should find and does find Batty. And Slater might have given away 25 here. Port District be careful that they don't reverse it. And I think he has. So it's actually Ingram. Very similar in size. Switches to Johnston. Johnston sells a bit of key and he goes on his left. Good kick in the end to Dodd. Dodd has some composure. Goes to ball. Back to Dodd. Tackled immediately by Haynes. Ball comes to the ground. Hawkins quick kick. Punched away cleverly by Osborne. And Osborne back in amongst it and gets held up. And we'll have a ball up on that far side. 40 metres home for Port Districts. So I just heard from some of the Golden Grove faithful that game plan is being played to a T at the moment, which is pressure, 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 high voltage. Ball comes to Slater. Dishes off to Pittman. The Pit Dog just slams it on the boot in the direction of Robinson and it's punched away from the big man. Plenty of time to recover. And they do. Goes into the middle of Largs Bay Oval to Haynes, Nash Haynes. Old Nashville goes to Cooper Gaffney. Gaffney in the direction there of Newskis. Good work by Blades. Blades goes inside 50 for looking for Robinson. Falcon to the big man, right in the chin. Some strong tackling there at ground level by Banwell. Almost stolen in the end. Got held up and we have a stalemate. So first goal crucial to both teams. Lycett gets the tap. Big man's had plenty of the tap work advantages here so far. And the pressure meter has gone up for both teams. Wind also picking up. Plenty of chill off the Largs Bay beach. Goes to Lysett. He's held up by Shepherd. Shepherd reappears with the ball. Only be tackled by Modestack. So Lysett manhandled there by Robinson. Umpire doesn't see it. Goes out towards Modestack. Gets his hand pass. Goes in the direction of Gray. Gray's held up. Ball going towards that far side. So a clearing kick which is touched. And I'm sure I heard that touch but not paid. So on that far side appears to be Robinson. Too far out to score. We said this last week. It's kicking. Oh no, it's not Robinson, it's Dodd. So Dodd will hand it back over. This last position out of bounds. It's a pretty unforgiving rule. So play on immediately. Goes to Rose. Rose has Gould on. Gould chips over the top to Nash Haynes. So Nashville leads to kick is smothered by the experienced Shenton, and the captain has stood up and leading from the front for his charges this afternoon. Captain Shenton often wearing the cape for the Groves. So ball thrown in, 52 from home for the Grove. Ball comes out the back towards Blades. Pittman can't quite pick up the ball. Snatches it back off the pit dog. He's fighting hard. Shenton gives the Borg. Not much home for Golden Grove. Goes out the back. Banwell tries to do something tricky. Makes something out of nothing. And trickled over the line there was Davidson. Those all good defenders well. Knows the territory game. Kicks out immediately and finds Gould. So Gould in his left back pocket. Goes to Lysett. Hasn't had a lot of possessions around the ground, Lysett, but has won the taps. Not much impact around the ground as of yet. Might actually be his first kick. So Lysett goes long down the line. Bianco, mark of the week contender, not paid. Hawkins tried. No, it's not Hawkins at ground level. Hawkins is right near him. That is Ferns. And picks him up right in front of our broadcast box. Brought to you by Filming Footy. Powered by Dartfish. Ball comes to ground. Young Tomney. Strong in the contest. He's got some Petrarca-like attributes, Tomney. Johnson's held up. Manages to get a kick. Probably not 15, but is paid. And lands on the chest of Gould. He's worked himself into the game really well. A strong contest there just by Heffernan and Johnston. Gets his switch on to Dianoff. Dianoff goes back to Gould. Held up by Ingram. And Gould has turned it over. So poor turnover. And Ingram lets him know. So Tomney, dangerous. Tomney has Pittman on short. Not known for his overhead marking skills, the pit dog, but he's still on there, Pittman. Probably the only real viable option. Goes and tries to draw out of the contest was Wyatt Patterson. Looked to have the sun in his eyes. Goes to Hawkins. Hawkins turns it over. Mitch Payne can't quite take it with him. Great attack on the ball. Ball's held up at true centre half forward for Golden Grove. Still no score in this premiership quarter. And a real arm wrestle. Stoppage after stoppage. Slater gets the tap. Outbodies Lysett on this occasion. Pittman at the bottom of the pack as the pit dog does. And ball will be thrown up. Secondary ball up. Looks like Slater's but no, that's Ingram. Might have lost his some wind out of his sails. Third man up. Great pick up by Shepherd. Pittman goes in the direction of Robinson. Ball comes to ground. Comes out towards Gould. Gould gets his hand past Banwell, the opportunist. Tries to scoop it through. Umpire's found a free kick. Some smart work there by Banwell. Kept his head over the ball, as all good footballers should. Taken high. So the man on the mark is at about 42. Real test of distance here for Banwell. I'm not sure if he's got the distance, but he's lining up as if he's going to have a shot. And we're right in line with Jed Banwell, who's gone the DK Lilly run up. It's a 45-degree angle for Banwell. Goal kicker last week against Broadview at home. He's going to have to hit that right-hand goal post because the wind will do the rest. Deliberate approach, just drifts out to the right at the end. And that's the way the ball's taken it. And just across for a minor score. Now first score for the third team for Sportal. It's 5-4-34, place 3-3-21. 13-point margin. So Port District has yet to score since quarter time and almost getting desperate even though the scoreboard's still within their reach. So mark taken here by Nash Haynes. Young Nashville's been busy in this third team, goes long down the line in the direction of McKay. He's caught 3 deep. Trickles out, good work there by Tomney. Goes to White. Ball comes to ground again. Gould's been busy. Goes to Cooper Gaffney on that trusty left. Goes over the head of Batty. Good work there by Blades. Goes to Slater. Slater moves along quickly to Banwell. Banwell over the top to Borg. Starting to queue up. Got Johnston in the middle. Not going to make it. Terrible kick. Turned over. So they're off to the races here and they need to move quickly. Indecisive. Almost paid off. So good work by Ingram. Got some bursting speed. Ingram goes to Banwell. Banwell to Johnston. Johnston's got one out wider. Goes back to Ingram. He's tackled. Strong tackling on that far side. And the ball's held up there to Dwyer. And it looks like it's a free kick downfield. It is. It's got plenty of young greyhounds floating around on the park here this afternoon, Port Districts. Goes to Gaffney. Not his best kick, in fact his worst this afternoon. Johnson, can he make him pay? No, he can't. Drifts to the left. Had a lot more time on his hands there, Lewis Johnson, than he had perceived. And that would have been damaging to get that first goal, but not to be. So 14-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. We're about 10, 12 minutes down. Third term. Nice chip over the top, goes to Rose. Playing on immediately. Long kick down the line in the direction of Batty. Kicked their opening goal this afternoon. Gets it punched away. Strong tackling by Sharrod. And Batty, and a bit of a stalemate again. As Thatcher gets to his feet. So Slater been impressive in the ruck in this third term. And Mitch Payne playing a bit further up the ground. The swingman. So I've got a blood rule, actually we've got an injury. Skewered vision my end. And very unfortunate, we'll get that player's number very shortly. So Soldier down for Golden Grove. Horskins re-enters the fray. Comes out towards Gould, just needs to pick it up, needs a kind bounce. Picks it up, the Indian rubber man. And Pittman with tackle number 15. Not much gets past the Pick Dogs' clutches. So great work by Pittman causing that turnover, and the man has stepped it up in this third term. Gets his kick down the line in the direction of White. Patterson can't take the mark. Oh, sorry, that's in the direction of Templeton. Couldn't take the mark, ball to be thrown in. 60 from home from Golden Grove. And to be fair, Golden Grove are well on top in this contest, but the scoreboard wouldn't suggest so. Port District's really struggling to get in their forward half and contain it in there. Good tap work at ground level. As Newskis is held up. Cavallaro drifting in the contest. Comes out in the direction of Haynes. Haynes kicks down the line. Great attack on the ball there was Hawkins. Sliding through was Danoff. Gets his kick. Long down the line. Batty needs to turn his back into the contest. He does. Cameron Shenton punches. Dangerous position. Little bit of a snapper. Needs a kind bounce. Easily contained there was Thatcher, and Thatcher might have just drifted this one out in the fall. Does it stay in? It does. So amazingly, the wind, the large bay breeze just holds the ball up and lands safely in the hands of Hawkins. So Hawkins happy to hold the ball up. Kick straight down the line. And a strong mark, not paid. Should have been paid, didn't get paid to McKay. Gouldy's been very busy in this term. Goes towards Lycett, can't take the mark. Tackling pressure's gone up a notch. And needs to. Strong tackling there by Sammy Gray. Trying to inject himself into the game. Ball thrown up, Lycett. Gets it down. So plenty of numbers there for Golden Grove. Lewis Johnson. Bit of sidestepping. Ball smothered. Slater hits the contest late. Good strong tackling there by Banwell. Sees the ball up. 48 metres from home. And Temper's flaring again. And Slater will receive the free kick. So the Phantom Weight and Lachlan Gray takes on one of the heavyweights in Slater and knocks him to the ground. Slater dishes off to Lewis Johnson. Goes in the direction of White Patterson, who looks a bit out of touch with his first game back after long injury absence. Into the middle there to Joseph Haynes. He pays on immediately. Ball could go at the back to Sammy Gray. Doesn't drift far enough. Strong mark taken at the back there by Blades. Played a decent game here, Blades. Chips towards Payne. Former winner of the Bianco Mark of the Week, Mitchell Payne. Asked to play on, does so. Goes out wide. Ball holds up in the wind. Bulls everywhere this afternoon. So was Matty Rose on that far side. And ball is held up. So right half forward for Port Districts. Desperate for a goal to gain some sort of momentum and traction. Get themselves back in the contest. There's Pittman again. The Pit Dog just loves the contest. Down and dirty, Pittman. Good work there by Robinson, gets the tap. And Templeton gets the kick out of the contest. Not 15, says the umpire. Strong tackling by Cavallaro, wraps him up in a tackle. So this one's a game of inches and metres. Tap by Robinson. Ball comes to ground. Plenty of players around the contest. Goes to Lewis Johnson. Had a fair bit of composure for most of this clash. Shepherd, front and square. Dishes out to Banwell. Tackled immediately. And we'll have a throw up. 52 from home for Golden Grove. Worked there by Slater. Cavallaro might get the free. No, he's not. It'll go in favour of Trent Heffernan. So Heffernan has been busy. Not his best kick in the direction of Gould. Goes to Lockie Gregg. Gaffney on that trusty left foot. Goes to Gould. Being close to their best player amongst Gaffney. Matty Rose gets his kick on to Gaffney. So they're going out wide. Goes to Gould. Has one over the top. Should have given it. Should have given it, and there's some bit of in-house fighting. As Sammy Gray demanded that ball from Benny Gould. Tap by Robinson, goes to Pittman. Gets rid of it immediately, goes to Cavallaro, to Johnston. Johnston with another driving ball towards centre half forward, direction of Slater. No one at the front of the contest. In comes Banwell. Beautiful tackle by Banwell. And that desperate measures, high voltage football from Golden Grove paid dividends thus far. So Robinson up in the ruck against Ferns. Good work there by Heffernan. Cavallaro looks like he's a little bit clipped on the wing. And Pittman, where else would you expect him but at the bottom of the pack? Robinson up against Ferns. Ferns punches towards the middle of the ground looking for a runner. Does find one. Lachlan Gregg plays on, gets his kick. The half forward. Some good body work there by Blades. Can't take the mark. And umpire says my ball is thrown up 49 metres from home from Port Districts, who are yet to kick a goal in a quarter and a half of football, which is phenomenal in the context of this game. Heffernan keeps his nose over the pill. Clever pick up there by Cavallaro. Johnson with the no-looker as they switch the ball through Thatcher. Thatcher goes out wide in a foot race. Good work there by Horskins. Working with his brother on that far side, Blades. Great contest by Blades, just bowls over Hawkins in the end. If it's last possession out of bounds, it should be a free kick at Port Districts, and it is. Or is it? No, the umpire says no. So we're almost time on, third term. Ball thrown in, desperate for a goal here, Port Districts. Lycett can't make much out of that contest. Brilliant weaving there by Tomney. Geez, he's got some maturity for a 19-year-old, Tomney. As they go backwards to go forward, Shenton using all his experience and class today. And Lewis Johnson close to the best man on the ground. And the runner comes out with the code name that's unknown to all of us except for the players on the field. Cavallaro almost with the Bianco up the back. Ball comes to the ground. Good push off the ground there by Heffernan. Nothing doing. And Shepherd held up in the contest. Good punch by Ferns. Good work there by Ingram. Ball comes out to Templeton. Goes back into traffic. Goes to Shepherd. Shepherd looking for a longer option up the field. Finds Wyatt. Been relatively quiet. 5-goal premiership hero in Division 2 last year. Cavallaro out the back. Needs that extra drift. And a fortuitous bounce. Can't quite keep it in, or is it? No, it drifts out of play. And with the last position out of bounds, it'll be a free kick there to Cooper Gaffney, who's had some sort of leather poisoning this afternoon off his back flank. Gaffney with a nice slicing ball. Looks like he's finding Ferns on that far side. Should have been asked to play on, hasn't been. In the end, it kicks to nothing, and Heffernan couldn't quite get that ball. Unfortunately for him, it's been touched. We'll have a throw in at right half back for Port Districts. So after a tremendous start, the home side have been in a bit of struggle town ever since. Time on, third turn. Good tap by Robinson to Shepherd. He's held up in the tackle by Gray. Good tap again by Robinson. And the same narrative is repeated, with Ingram this time picked up from the bottom of the pack. Umpire's found a free kick off the ball. So the secondary umpire off the ball has found a free kick to Bamwell. Lively Bamwell. Got a couple of options on. Lewis Johnson drifting forward, not going to go towards him. Goes in the direction there of Horskins. Picked up out of the contest, hits the hot spot and Slater. Can the big man hold on? Can't quite hold on, and it trickles through for a rush behind. Playing on immediately, so they need something out of nothing here. Goes in the direction of Lachlan Gregg. Brilliant contest by Mitchell Payne. Thatcher bursts through the contest, and Horskins runs out of tarmac and almost takes out the opposition runner. Never seen a runner get the hip and shoulder on the player for a while, but it was very close. So Ferns up against Robinson. Robinson gets the tap, goes towards Payne. Awkward kick, goes over that far side, and Cavallaro, can he weave some magic? The Cav It can! He does! Magnificent goal by the opportunist in Cavallaro. And wham bam, thank you, man, Cavallaro, the only multiple goal kicker on the ground. And if you give Cavallaro an inch, he'll take a mile and he will punish.
Hold him now, Burrows.
So amazingly, we have our first goal of the quarter, time on third term. And it's Golden Grove 6-5-41. Port District 3-3-21, almost held goalless for 2 quarters. And is that a match-winning lead of 20 points? Who knows? That's the $64,000 question. Rucks go at it again. Robertson growing in confidence as this one plays out. Goes to Cavallaro. Just kicked the blind. He's caught holding the ball. And I reckon Sammy Gray may have injured himself in the process. He's gone down. May have got a sprig there, and had a quarter. What an arm wrestle.
Get around each other, boys.
Cavallaro comes out of the contest a little bit groggy himself. And I'm interested to see if that was a sprig into the face there. Can't quite see if it is. Sammy Gray it is. And what a magnificent quarter to Golden Grove, who have kept Port District's goalless for 2 quarters. So on the Sportal scoreboard, 3-quarter time, Golden Grove 6-5-41, Port District 3-3-21, Cavallaro with 2s, singles to Slater, Johnston, Banwell and Horskins, and 3 single goal kickers for the home side, Batty, Heffernan and Ferns. Can this be one of the upsets of the season so far? With 3rd place Port Districts, goalless for 2 quarters, Golden Grove looking to get their season back on track. We'll bring the final quarter action after these key messages. We've got a belter on our hands. Welcome back to this round 5 clash brought to you by Classic Clashes, the Adelaide Footy League. Port District's 3rd place coming up against Golden Growth 8th place on the ladder. And what a game we have seen. After Port District's kicking the first 2 goals of the game, the Golden Grove visiting team have kicked 6 out of the last 7 and have a very handy 22-point lead at 3/4 time. And we just had a bit of a scoreboard update. There was a couple of extra points that weren't added. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, Classic Clashes, Adelaide Footy League, Sportal bringing you the scoreboard, and Hahn. Filming footy stats brought to you and powered by Dartfish. Farmers Leap for their Coach of the Week Awards. 3 bottles of beautiful Padthaway wine. And the best on-ground player today will receive some Archie thongs. Don't forget the Bianco Mark of the Week and the Goal of the Week brought to you by Born to Build. It's prize donated by the Wakefield Sports Clinic. Classic Clashes, Classic Clash here, round 5 action. Golden Grove with a 22-point match-winning lead. Is it going to be enough? Will Port Districts fight back after 2 goalless quarters? That's all the pressing questions heading into this final term. And Port Districts really haven't given a yelp since quarter time. Just waiting for a few youngsters to get off the field before we get underway. So Scotty Lycett will need to use all of his 146 AFL games experience. Big Clydesdale up against Robertson. Robertson gets the tap. Lycett wins the ball back, goes in the direction of Sammy Gray. Some good work there by Clavellaro. Should get the clearance through Templeton. Templeton heading in the direction of Wyatt Patterson. A big clash. What a bang bang. As he smashed into the back of Millman. And I'll tell you what, Wyatt Patterson is out of form, but I'll tell you what, Millman just out of form as much as he got crunched. So right in front of the Sportal scoreboard, a statement there from Wyatt Patterson. He might be out of form, but he's going to make everyone else earn it. Tap there by Lycett, goes to Cavallaro. Cavallaro to Blades. Blades goes long and deep. And a mark! And it's Wyatt Patterson. He's just cleaned up Millman. And is he ready to clean up Port Districts in the process? So rarely spotted for 3/4, Wyatt Patterson, just working himself into the contest. 5 sausage rolls in last year's grand final victory in Division 2 at Richmond Oval. Can he open his season account? Tough angle, narrow pockets. The tough kick for a right footer who will need some left to right action with the Largs Bay breeze. Gets his kick, likes it off the boot, loves it even. So Wyatt Patterson doing the damage here in the last quarter. He's almost put Benny Millman into next week and slotted through a potential nail in the coffin for Port Districts. 7-7. 49 plays 3-3, 21. Port Districts still goalless since quarter time. Well, they've got some wind in the sails here, the Golden Grove boys. Robertson up against Lycett again. Templeton trying to get that finger in there, just a bit of damage. Cavallaro, been impressive. Umpire's found a free kick. Goes to the favour of Harry Dwyer. No, it's not. Benny Gould, who's been in their top 3 this afternoon for Districts. On that left peg, dropped short. It's almost been a telltale sign of Port District's form line. Look classy, but just haven't done enough. So a bit of frustration seeping in for the home team. Lycett, Robinson, tapped by Lycett, well held up there in the contest as Harry Dwyer by Cavallaro. And much has been the storyline of the day. Stoppage, stoppage, stoppage. And pressure, pressure, pressure. Good punch there by Johnston. Being impressive. Almost the best man on the ground. Goes to Tomney. No one home there. Sweeping hand pass by Millman. He's been mailed back to earth. Goes to Gould. Tell you what, that is a harsh down the field there. Benny Gould almost got snapped in half. So down the field there to Lycett. True centre wing. Large Bay Oval. Going to need a lift from somewhere. Plenty of experience on the park for the home team. Need to fire up. Heffernan got brought to ground pretty quickly in a two-man tackle. And we will be throwing that right on the 50-metre paint. Home team desperate. Desperate for a goal. Tap again from Lycett. Cavallaro, kamikaze style. Held up in the contest. Right on the paint again. Goes to Templeton, gets his quick hands in the direction of Banwell. Plenty of heat in this battle. There's the pressure meter right up. Who's at the bottom of the pack? The Pit Dog. So Pittman, as you suspect, will always be at the bottom of this pack. Ball comes out towards Dwyer. Can't make a fist of it. Good work there by Shenton to Banwell to Johnston. Oh, put Pittman under immense duress. Coughs up the ball. And the pressure is insurmountable. Plenty of relief for the teammates for the Grove. So Ferns goes up against Robertson. Shenton dishes out a nice little hand pass. Ball smothered, goes back to Shenton. Goes to Cavallaro, just slides one down the line in the direction of Patterson. Just needs to pick it up. Finding some touch, no one home. Goes to open space. No one home at all for both teams as Monty Stack just needs to have some composure. Ball's actually gone out of play. So the boundary umpire has called it from about 60 metres. Anyway, the ball's been given back. The central umpire, no, he has overruled it. No one seems to know what's going on. Goal umpire gets involved. He doesn't know either. And the free kick will go back to Monty Stack after all that. So he did get that free kick for last position out of bounds. Switches the ball now to Rose. Rose, a nice sliding kick down the line. Goes in the direction of Gaffney. Probably been their best player this afternoon. A little Bianco moment there. Couldn't quite take the mark. And the wind is picking up and playing havoc. Quite savage wind now. Robinson just taps a nice one, ends up in the hands of Gaffney. Played for the free kick. Goes towards Shepherd, just can't pick up the pill. Turns it over. Fortuitously, the smother goes in the direction of Banwell. Banwell, beautiful kick to Slater. So Slater is going to have to kick from the terraces. And the Pit Dog comes to the bench for a much needed rest as Ingram re-enters the arena. Slater from the terraces. Salutes to the home crowd. And Slater, beautiful goal. He's kicked a pair. He wanted to run to the bench and the runner says, stay out there, Slater, you got more in the tank. So Golden Grove, unbelievably 8-7. School board attendance having a little bit of issue. Not much teamwork over there either. 8-7, 55 to 3-3-21. Remarkable 34-point margin. And Port District's still goalless since quarter time. So Golden Grove seem to be winning everything at the moment. Good work in the middle. Johnston just played that perfectly. Goes towards Banwell. Ingram gets the size 38s in there. Goes to Banwell again, the little jockey. And he's held up in the contest by Lycett. Picked up by Robinson. Kick off the ground by Gaffney. Will be free upfield. And will be taken by Lachlan Gregg. They've got one over the top in Sharrett. Ignores him. All holes seemingly covered. Goes back to Sharrett. So Ingram didn't stick with him. Sharrett looking for something in the hot spot. Not much on. If anything, just sun in the eyes of the forward line. Still lacking a genuine target. Just goes across the other side of the paint. Goes to Matty Rose. Might be too far out to score with this wind really starting to get quite blustery now. Got a player on short and Sam Gray, just sneaking forward. Worm burner. Finds the chest of Joseph Haynes. He's got Sharrett on. Sammy Gray offers the lead. Bounces off his chest as the sun goes in his eyes. And that's the story of the day. Comes out to Robinson. Can the big man hand it up? Sells a bit of candy, the big man. Goes back to Ingram. Ingram goes down the line. He's gone Banwell direction, can't take the mark. Claiming the mark there was Lachlan Gregg, and it is paid. So Gregg has McKay on. Has Ferns on two, ignores both of those. Good punch there by Preston. Ingram should have gone the contest instead of the play. Anyway, in regard, almost a mark of the day contender for Bianco to Blades. Ball comes out the back. Eggs that goalless quarter, and that goalless stretch has ended through Sean Davidson. And didn't they need a captain's goal? Port Districts. So the home crowd have had nothing to cheer about on the scoreboard until now since quarter time. And a much needed goal, but it's Golden Grove 8-7-55. The home team, Port Districts 4-3-27. So task too far now, you don't suggest for the home team. After two goalless quarters, they're not going to kick 5 goals to get back and win this one. Some good work there by Slade, actually. High rise. And Lysa allowed him to get that rise, but ended up getting a good centre clearance, but lands in the lap of Cameron Shenton, who's played a perfect captain's game. Overcooks the kick in the direction there of Tomney. And the ball trickles out of play.
One step earlier.
We'll have a boundary throw in at true centre wing of the Largs Bay Oval. So Sting well and truly out of this one. Golden Grove running on top of the ground. Slater and Lyset. Johnson comes in as the third man up. And Blades, actually Horskins sees the ball out of play. The ball hasn't moved too far. Johnson held off the ball. Umpire can't see that. Free kick off the back of the contest. Ball thrown up again. Third man up is Sharrett. Only gets as far there. Oh, beautiful tap and the punch. And I think that Mighty Stack has given away the free kick there. He has. So Wyatt Patterson kicked a telling goal in this final term. Struggled for much of the day. Too far out from home. Hits to the hot spot. Robinson in the box seat. Goes over his head. Hawkins almost ran it through. Decides to go there to Haynes. Lyset quite proppy. Almost a free kick there to Banwell. Played it well, Banwell. Loves a 50-50 contest, Jed Banwell. So ball thrown in. Ball comes out the back to Tomney. Tomney dishes up to Cavallaro, free kick. And the Cav will go back and line up for his third. Smart football by Cavallaro. Sensed there was a tackle taking place and earned a well-rewarded free kick. So Cavallaro Man on the mark, about 30 from home. No angle to speak of. The Cav man. Deliberate approach. Slots his third. Beautiful goal to Cavallaro. Just talking to him pre-game. Fully focused. And looking for a bit of redemption on the scoreboard and the ladder. And they've certainly done that this afternoon, the Golden Grove Footy Club. Be a well-deserved victory as they travel back along the northeast road. And put a real cat amongst the pigeons in the competition. So back to the middle, Slater up against Lysett. Pit Dog's there, Pittman hands out to Cavallaro. Beautiful kick, finds the chest of Tomney, can't take the mark, bit of a juggler. Takes on Haynes, and the umpire's called it holding the ball. So Haynes plays on, he's got man on the 45 and Sharrett, held up by Ingram. Chimed off there by Tomney. Jeez, he's got some football smarts, this 19-year-old. Holds it up. Got Templeton down the line. Goes to Payne. Jeez, that's an ugly looking kick from Payne. Goes to Blades. Ends up going over the head of Preston there. Good smother by Slater. Gets a back Slater. Goes to Mitchell Payne. Beautiful kick. Lands on the chest of Kane Hawkins. So Hawkins got a couple on short, including Dodd. Hawkins goes down the line, direction of Templeton, no mark taken. And fisted out of bounds there by Samuel McKay, who's been swung back into defence. With Golden Grove having their rest and Ruckman resting up forward now. Lysett gets the tap in the direction of Sharrett. Pittman overruns the ball, goes back and gets it. Strong tackle by Cavallaro. Good contest. Ball comes to ground. Ferns. Pittman. Pittman at the bottom of the pack again. Oh, he's been done holding the ball. I don't know where he's opportunity was given. So played on. Harry Dwyer goes out wide. Nice mark there by Moddy Stack, who's been swung into the forward line. Yeah, not much prior opportunity there for the Pit Dog. The umpire's consistent in being consistent. So Moddy Stack, tough into this breeze. Have a bit of right to left. Swung it at the post. It swung back beautifully. Great goal there to Liam Moddy Stack. It's a little bit too little too late. And Golden Grove 9-7-61. Port District's 5-3-33. That's a 28-point margin. Time on final term. So a bit of sting taken out of this one. Late goal to Moddy Stack. Port District's had a little bit more respectability to the scoreboard. The game is pretty much a game too far gone, you would have thought. Great punch out of the middle to Lysett. Gives his runners a beautiful opportunity through Heffernan. Goes across the face of the goals. There's the captain's desperation and Davidson, who has not given up trying all day. And the ball is out of bounds. Not sure if it's last possession's out of bounds or not. No, it should be a throw-in. Davidson looked like it came off his hand, but the umpire said no. It's very hard to see what's going on. Bit of confusion. Golden Grove don't mind as the time ticks away. Plays on. Good kick down the line. Deep ball. It's almost the mark. Not paid. So dying stages, final term. And they'll be tooting the horns all the way back to Golden Grove tonight, the Grove. Robinson. Good tap by Lycett, goes as far as Cavallaro. Went there by Hawkins. Goes to Greg. Pittman can't take the mark. We'll just say the pit dog got a bit of sun on the eyes there. That was the only thing that held him back. Not known for his overhead marking skills. So Lycett and Robinson, as they've done for most of today's proceedings, go at it again. Lycett gets the tap. Ball held up. Nothing doing. And another stoppage. And if this is the first sign that winter's on its way, it is this afternoon, because there's a very chilly breeze down here at Largs Bay. Cavallaro gets another clearance. Goes straight through, clean bowled, was Ferns. And the umpire needing some convincing that Slater's got a touch on it. Didn't. So Gaffney plays on. Enters the forward 50. No mark taken at ground level. Good work by Thatcher. Darts out the back. There's Johnston. Been a bit quieter this quarter. After a super impressive first 3 quarters, Slater rushes into the contest over commence. Comes out the back towards Banwell. And Banwell and Greg will see the ball out of play. Comes off Greg Shen. And the smart Banwell collects the free kick. Deep ball in the direction of White Patterson. Can't take the mark, went for a one-hander. Comes out towards Ingram. Struggling to bend over the big man. Beautiful kick out of the contest. And a lovely goal to Kane Hoskins. Sensational. Off 2 steps. Bada bing, bada boom. And he's got 2 as well. So Hoskins gets a nice lick of the ice cream from the paint and a beautiful goal. Golden Grove 10-7, 67. Port Districts 5-3-33. Only 2 goals since quarter time. And at times never looked like kicking a goal. Rucks go at it, goes in the direction of Shepherd. Gets a centre clearance, goes in the direction of Slater. No mark taken, good punch from behind by McKay. Ball held up. They'll have a throw up almost on the 50-metre paint there for Golden Grove, but love to sneak a late one. Good tap by Lycett, getting his knee right into Slater there. Sammy Gray looks like he's going to be very sore and sorry tomorrow. Being bashed from pillar to post. Johnson, 3rd man up. Only goes as far as connecting Slater's head by the look of it. And umpires being kept busy. I have to say the 3 umpires have had at least 20 ball ups each. All the stats brought to you by Filming Footy and powered by Dartfish. Big thank you to Classic Clashes for their sponsorship this afternoon as the match day sponsor. Ball comes in the direction of Hoskins. Happy to see it go out of play, as does Cooper Gaffney. But it is last possession out of bounds, so Gaffney, is he sliced off too much? Almost the Genko mark of the day to Tomney. Well done by Payne. Goes back to Dodd on his non-preferred. Too strong, Slater. The umpires played a free kick. But when you get a heavyweight up against a phantom weight, that's going to happen. So Harrison Hawkins gets the free kick. And it looks like Tomney's still down after his Bianco Mark of the Week contender. Hopefully he hasn't done the shoulder. So streaming through the middle, goes in direction there, Batty. Worked by Payne, goes to Shenton, the goalkeeper. Well smothered by Monty Stack. Can't keep the ball. Pit dog. Hard to see what the umpire's called. He's called it a free kick. Goes to Dodd. Dodd plays on, forced to play on. Great smother there by Gould. Worked there by Dwyer. Dwyer goes to Cooper Gaffney. No mark taken there by the pit dog. Goes to Davidson. Comes out of there to Heffernan. Heffernan gets on the left peg. Goes down the line, and a great punch there by Aidan Thatcher. So dying stages last term. What a remarkable victory here to Golden Grove. Up by 34 points on the Sportal scoreboard, if you don't mind. Ball thrown in. Lysa gets the tap. Ends up getting the crumbs as well. Good work there by Shepherd. Ball comes out to Gould. Left foot is pocket. And sprays it across the face of goals for a minus score. So 10-7-67 Golden Grove. Port District's 5-4-34. Looks like the scoreboard attendants have given up the ghost. And they haven't seen what's going on with the point being kicked. So we got Dodd with the kick-in duties. He's got a beautiful, elegant left foot. Goes to the captain, who's had a terrific game in Shenton. He's got Payne on short. Decides on the switch, which is a major part of this game plan here for Golden Grove. Goes out wide to Blaze. Blaze goes to Johnston. Johnston can't take the mark. And it's punched out of play at centre wing on the far side. Just taking the can down the stairs from the filming footy broadcast box, powered by Dartfish. Goes in the hands of Sammy Gray. Gets on that left foot. Dual-sided player, Sammy Gray. Blade sees the ball out of play. They have a throw in about 40 metres from home for the home team. So elation for Golden Grove, bit of disappointment here for Port Districts, who were highly favoured going into this clash. Dodd overruns the ball, and last possession out of bounds. What's the umpire saying? He's called back Gould. So that's Lachlan Gregg on that far side. Gould is on. So is Rose. And a mark there to Gould. Tough kick for a left footer. Hand passes off. Bit indecisive. Great mark there by Monty Stack. He is paid and could go back to kick his second for the quarter after playing much of the game in defence. Tomney's on the bench after his Bianco Mark of the Week contender, but it's Monty Stack. Awkward looking kick, but it's home and host. And just a little bit of respectability to the scoreboard there, as he becomes the only multiple goal kicker here for Port Districts. There's Liam Monty Stack. The Sportal scoreboard reads Golden Grove 10-7-77, and it will be Port District's 6-4. Unlike the Sportal scoreboard, it will be 6-4-40. Still a very handy 27-point margin. So Lysa and Robertson been grappling all day. Goes in the direction of Gray. Pittman, Jesus, a strong tackle from Gray on Pittman. And the two McNuggets love it. Tap by Robinson, goes in the direction of Sharrod. Comes out the back to Hawkins, can't pick it up. perceived pressure there for Hawkins. Still Bull just gaining yardage. Pit Dog just getting amongst the action again. Good work by Robinson. Ball comes in that direction of Hawkins. He's done like a dinner and the umpire agrees. Great tackle by Templeton. So Templeton quite happy to hold this one up. He has got a player out wide. He's going the longer option. Should be uncontested, and it is, and lands in the hands of Ferns. Ferns plays on. Pokes one over the top, goes to Hawkins. Hawkins on Sharrett on the 45, decides against it. Just kicked straight down the throat there of Blades. Blades couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to the ground. Can they get another late one here? Beautiful kick on the side to the captain, but it's a minor score. And the scoreboard should read Golden Grove 10-7, 67. There is 2 points not added to that scoreboard for Port Districts. Their final score will be 6-5, 41. A 26-point commanding victory to Golden Grove, who will travel back down the northeast road. Horns tooting, flags, scarves, you name it. A well-deserved victory, which will see them go to 2 and 3 on the score on the ladder. Whereas a disappointing Port Districts will maybe just hover around that top 5 with a 3-2 record. But all kudos today to Golden Grove, who are clearly outplayed Port Districts with their pressure, high voltage style of game, and their structure behind the ball has been superb. Let's go through the goal kickers. Cavallaro with 3. He's close to the best man on the ground today, Cavallaro. Kane Hawkins with 2. 2 also to Mitchell Slater, who was superb as a second ruck. Singles to White Patterson, who kicked one to start us off in the final term. Lewis Johnson was superb, close to the best man on the ground. Jed Banwell also reward for effort with a single. And to the Port Districts Footy Club, Liam Moddystack, the only multiple goal kicker with 2, and singles also to Davidson, Batty, Heffernan and Ferns. But it's good night, Irene, almost for us, as we go and thank our major sponsors. A big thank you to Classic Clashes as the game day stream sponsor. Big thank you to the Adelaide Footy League. Scoreboard brought to you by Sportle and Hahn. Filming Footy with their footy stats, powered by Dartfish. Farmers Leak for the Coach of the Week, 3 bottles of beautiful Padfaway wines. And the best on ground player today will get the Archie songs like a massage while you're wearing them. We almost had a Bianco goal of the week mark, which was almost pulled in by young Declan Tomney, who was superb, but just couldn't quite hold on and almost injured himself in the process. And I tell you what, Michael Cavallaro almost had a couple of snags of the week, brought to you by Drawn to Build, and the prize donated by Wakefield Sports Clinic. Big thank you to everyone involved. And big thank you to the Port Districts for hosting today's game. Barnaby on camera. This is Matty Gale signing off for Filming Footy Round 5 action. We look forward to bringing next week's game to you wherever you may be watching. Thanks very much and bye for now.